Hello and welcome to another Forza Horizon 5 video. Today we will be looking at the BMW, but not actually looking into anything in particular about the BMW. We're just using it because it has one feature that, well, a fair few cars have. I want to know how it actually impacts your performance. Now, the last video that I did, do rims really affect your car in FH5? It gave some interesting information in the fact that aerodynamic rims don't do anything, and I thought, well, that was something that we kind of could guess actually. But this time, I'm not sure how it's actually going to play out. This time, we are going to be taking a look at a body kit for the BMW, and what we'll be doing is that we'll be putting the regular BMW against itself with a body kit. The body kit we actually do know affects cars in this game, so I thought it'd be a very good test to see if it will actually make your vehicle better or worse. And I thought it would be good to know for when people are building online vehicles in particular, when they have to be competitive, whether they should be like, hey, I like the body kit, it looks good, should I put it on my vehicle though? Is it going to make it better or is it going to make it worse? Now, unlike the rims in the previous video, there's not as much to test here. We only really need to test two different variants. Last time we had to test a bunch of different variants about like wheel weights and all that. But this time we can just drive. Now, this is not going to be the actual test. I'm just showing off while I explain the rest of this. But obviously, you can see that there's a wheel spin happening and all this other stuff. So in order to make it as fair as possible, I'm going to be turning on a bunch of the difficulty stuff for like traction control, stability control. I already have ABS on, it's just how I drive. And also automatic gearbox, because that way we can have the entire thing be as controlled as possible. So yeah, that should allow for some interesting tests, honestly. So the first thing that we have to do is see what the actual difference is between the regular BMWs and the body kit version. I believe it is a Liberty Walk body kit. Can I be able to get... Here we go, body kit. Yeah, so this is the regular one, and this is the body kit. Now it does up the PI actually, which is interesting, but it also adds weight. So, you know, there's some interesting stuff happening here. One thing is that it does add some aero on this one. It adds some front end aero, which theoretically should help. You also got to keep in mind that we can put regular aero on the front of this vehicle. Like, let's just go to upgrades and tuning. It'll be easier to show you. Because you go to aero and appearance, and there's also the Forza aero, which is actually better, as you can see, than any of the other ones. Now, of course, once you put the body kit on, you should not be able to mess with the front aero. Now, you can see I can only mess with the back. I will not be putting other types of aero on. I'm purely just testing the body kit. Now, another thing with the body kit, though, is that you may be saying, well, if it's just added weights, why would I add it on? Well, the biggest thing is that it makes your track width wider. Now, that can allow for a more stable car in the corners. And also, I think that's about it. It does. There's probably a few aerodynamic effects it can help with as well. So yeah. First, let's test it without the body kit though. This is bone stock BMW M4 Coupe. So we'll test this. I'll do 3 runs of it, and then I will do 3 runs of the regular BMW. I'll do 3 runs of the regular BMW. Then do 3 runs of the wide body BMW. Now, I'll actually show you what the settings will be. I'm throwing the driver chart difficulty all the way down, just so that they can get out of the way as fast as possible, and we're not needing to deal with them a bunch. Braking has anti-lock on. We're not going to need a brake in a drag race. Steering, we'll put that to standard. If we put it to assisted, it'll try to instantly go to the middle of the track, so that won't help. Traction control and stability control, however, are going to be on, as well as automatic braking, and the rest of it should be fine. Driving line won't matter, and tire wear. I'm pretty sure most people don't play with it on anyways. So yeah. So now I need to test the actual going around of a track. Now this might sound a bit harder, but actually I got a very simple way of doing this. If you're around for the very beginning of the game, or really any part of the game works, but a lot of people would do the Goliath, and there was this setting for auto steering. Now, this auto steering setting was kind of odd thing to have in a Forza game. I think that we can take advantage of this and use it for scientific reasons. First thing we gotta do though is pick a track, and I do not really have a very favorite track, but we need one that has a bunch of both fast corners and tight corners. We need a bit of everything. We need some straightaways. We need some heavy braking zones, and honestly, I think the stadium circuit over here has all that. It has not massive straightaways, but it has long enough where it makes a difference. It has some tight corners. It also has some long corners. So I think this will be a very good fit for doing these races. So the way we're going to do this is not in the accolades. In fact, in the settings. I don't know why I went to accolades, but there's a steering called assisted, and then there's auto steering. Now the auto steering will basically do everything for you. The only other thing we got to turn on is the braking, which is assisted. So basically, it will do everything. All I have to do is put a rubber band on my right trigger, and yeah, it will do everything for me. So how I'll do this is that there will be 3 laps, right? So I'll take the number for each of those 3 races, and then I'll throw it in, and then I'll do also another race without the body kit. Now the one thing that you might say is, hey, there's all the driver cars in the way, but putting it down to tourists, I don't think it'll be an issue because they won't be able to catch up very fast. Alright, so after running all the races, which I will leave links to down in the description, because honestly, watching the races is kind of boring. It's a bunch of, each race is about 3 minutes, so I mean, or I shouldn't say each race. The race for the racetrack was 3 minutes, and then the drag race was a bit over 30 seconds. So it would take a while to just show them all. Even if I threw them multiple onto one screen, it would be slow. It would, be a while. But what we learned here is actually quite interesting. The drag race was very... We kind of knew what was going to happen. And it was actually very consistent, which was interesting. So, yeah. The body kit was a bit slower every time. It took a bit more time. Keep in mind that the lower the number, the better in this situation. So yeah, if you're making a drag build, don't go for a body kit. But we kind of knew that already because it doesn't change your tires in any way. It just changes the location of them. Now the racetrack is where things get interesting. So lap 1, we actually had the same time, which is interesting. But honestly, I think that more has to do with the fact that you hit cars and all that. So I wouldn't worry about lap 1 anyways. Where lap 2 and 3 get interesting though is that in fact the body kit was indeed faster, as the statistics on the game actually show. So yeah, if you're building a race car, yeah, totally, throw on a body kit, it'll help. Now obviously I'm not saying that the body kit's necessarily worth it. We're just looking for if it makes a difference, and yes, it does. Keep in mind though that there's plenty of other factors on a body kit to keep in mind, like how much of an improvement. Here it was a fair bit. You shaved off a second and a half maybe ish, depending on your driving. Obviously also this is through the so-called AI driving this car. The AI is not actually driving the car, it's purely just like settings. But this could be also different if an actual player is driving it. Who knows what could happen depending on our driving style, things could change. Also, something else that you don't take into context is the price of a body kit. Now, obviously, I don't think many Forza players are too concerned about that kind of stuff. But if you're looking to build the best car, you have to take price into consideration every time. You could say that, yeah, a Lamborghini Centenario is the best car in the world. Okay, sure. But most people aren't driving that because it's so expensive. So obviously, you know, you have to kind of weigh that kind of stuff. But obviously, in a video game, price is not as much of a is not a big a deal. Yeah, if you're looking to build a race car, on a racetrack, yeah, sure, throw in a body kit if it has one. And if you're building a drag car, I'd recommend not putting a body kit on. Not unless if you see no difference in the stats at all. So yeah, I hope this video was interesting and it helps you win some races maybe. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like the video or subscribe to the channel if you like more of this stuff. I am definitely planning to do other types of stuff like how much does suspension impact your vehicle? That would be a good one because we know it does impact it, but how much does it actually impact it? Another one is also I know that you used to use rally suspension on the drag strip, and that would help in Forza, but I'm not sure if it still does. But yeah, these kind of Forza science videos, I guess, to take a page of Air 12's book, I guess. They're really interesting. I'm definitely going to make more of them. I also want to make some funny moments videos. Just unfortunately, I do not have enough clips yet. So if you would like to send some clips, you can say that you would like to in the description. Maybe I'll throw a, I don't know. I guess, yeah, throw a link for a Google Drive maybe or something like that. That would be probably the easiest way because through Xbox can be a pain, and I know that some people can't send large clips through email. So yeah, Google Drive is probably a good way of doing it if you have it. Or just give me any way of opening up your file. Any way I can actually use it is fine, and give me your gamer tag as well if you're going to do that, so that I can credit you in the video. Or if you don't give me your gamer tag or what you want to go by, I'll just show your YouTube name there. Yeah. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.